What's up, Drip? They're talking about setting yourself up for the future, and they're saying, well, it's a fear-based asset. Fear-based. But the whole thing with that is, guys, is that institutions are in fear of the dollar being debased and America falling behind for with other countries. You know what I mean? Like they're in fear, but they're projecting. They're like, oh well, Bitcoin, because this is the thing to keep Bitcoin down so they can buy it, right? Is oh well, Bitcoin is a fear-based asset. Fear-based, but when institutions are in fear of all the money that they hold being devalued and debased, wouldn't that make them also interested in a fear based asset? You know what I mean? Like they are not immune to that phrase or that statement. They're not immune to it. That's what I realized, that they're not immune to it. You know? In fact, I'm researching immigration right now, and I'm going to talk about this. Maybe this was one of the first things I talk about on my Patreon, or maybe members stream or something. But immigration is not what it seems. Immigration is in America. The crackdown on immigration is not what it seems. They're creating an environment to where institutions can bring in folks from other countries using the gold visa, the new, all the Trump visas and stuff like that, are enticements to bring in folks and poach folks from other countries to come in and help our tech boom, because in order to get in front of our our debt as a whole, we have to outgrow it. We have to outgrow it. And we're not going to outgrow it by building factories everywhere and getting the middle class back involved. That is a freaking lie, bro. That is a freaking lie. There's no money in that. Where the money is bringing folks from overseas, India, you name it, all the techie countries, China, all these, and getting them not to help India get better with AI and automation and things like that, but to help us get better, right? And who's going to get left behind? It's going to be, the middle class folks, unfortunately, and wages are going to go out of control. But institutions and the Magnificent Seven are looking to take advantage right now and looking to restructure right now to a society and to a world where um, automation, AI, and automation is driving profits and driving growth. Not so much production of goods, but production of tech, which is crazy to talk about. Like they're willing to grow the GDP through tech and through automation, and trade you and trade me in the process, and say, okay, you guys get universal basic income. You get just enough to buy the products that we have being imported in, right? But meanwhile, we gain control on a global scale because our tech is the best. We're automating processes and things like that the best, and we're able to charge for that. and lead further. And then on top of that, we can outgrow our debt. And then another thing is, guys, I don't see this gold thing topping off. I think Bitcoin's just going to be chasing gold, and our altcoins aren't going to take off for a long time. Why? Because it's really Trump and our government is incentivized to pump gold prices. We looked at this. I did a video on this a few days ago. Go back and look at it. It's about gold being revalued. Right now it's like $42 an ounce. They can revalue it to like $3,000, $10,000 an ounce, and in turn create about $20 trillion just by doing that. And then boom, the debt is all but knocked out. But in turn, that's going to make gold freaking almost $60,000 an ounce. $60,000 or something like that. It's insane. It's insane what they're willing to do right now. So Grayscale predicts 10 key crypto investment themes for 2026 as institutional era begins. This is an article in bncrypto.com. Grayscale outlines 10 crypto investment themes shaping an institutional driven market in 2026. Let me put on. Yeah, guys. Interesting stuff. Hold on, I'm going to tell you right now. Digital asset manager Grayscale has released its 2026 outlook, highlighting 10 major crypto investing themes it believes will shape digital asset markets. Guys, they're already talking about this, man. They're saying, okay, guys, we're taking over, and here's how we're going to do it. Institutions are taking over, here's how we're going to do it. And when they're taking over, they're taking the freedom away from crypto in a sense where retail is coming in with their own fresh thoughts, saying, oh, I like Pinlink and I like this and that. It becomes this linear thought process of investing in crypto now where it's like, oh, well, BlackRock told me that I should buy Chainlink. It's gonna start being like that. And then, which I think, here's the counter to that. I think meme coins are gonna absolutely explode because they're gonna be the last like wild west type of narrative, type of side of crypto left, that it'll be counterculture, which SPX 6900's Murad has a point. As much as he's, become Giga Murad and he looks crazy right now. Hold on, I'll show you. Even though Murad looks nuts right now, he is kind of right. He is kind of right. There is going to be a huge counterculture coming up because as institutions gain more and more control of crypto and they sink they sink the American public because America, it drives crypto, and they're going to sink the American public through, low wages and high taxes and, all kinds of stuff. You name it, inflation. There's going to be a need. There's going to be a need for a counterculture, and meme coins are going to provide that, not altcoins. Think about that. Think about that. Are you gonna when the institutions are crushing you, and Bitcoin is at like 700K, 800K, and it's out of your price range now? There's no way you can go get zero point 0.1 Bitcoin, and all these articles are all saying, "Oh man, thank goodness I have zero point 0.1 Bitcoin, and everything is now I can actually retire because my 401k has been smashed through inflation and restructuring of the debt of American debt. They're just trashing everything. What are you gonna be doing? You're gonna be still holding you're still gonna be holding like Polkadot and stuff? Like, really? You're gonna be dumping all your altcoins, and you're going to be like, well, the only thing I have left is to probably take one big shot at, and getting into SPX 6900 or some coin like it, and taking a home run for obviously, because you're doing it right now. You're in crypto right now because you're trying to break the matrix. You're in crypto right now because of these issues. And what I'm trying to say is, what I'm seeing is, these issues are only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And what I'm doing is I'm actually buying Bitcoin and Ethereum alongside these guys. I was wrong all of 2025. I was so wrong, because I was saying to you guys, I was like, listen, I want to be doing what the institutions are doing, and that's buying crypto. But I wasn't specific enough. I was thinking, oh, they're just going to load up on altcoins underneath our nose, and they're going to send this altcoin season. It's going to be crazy. Bro, I don't think they have any interest in altcoins. I don't think they have any interest. I think, a lot of these altcoins are illiquid. They're just being run by Wintermute. They're just being run by Wintermute. They're just being market maked to hell until Wintermute starts saying, you know what, like, they're not going to be able to pay their bills because it costs a lot of money to run Wintermute and your billion-dollar altcoin that no one's buying. Look at Cardano. Cardano's rumored to be liquid. Look at Dan Garbonello, the YouTuber that used to talk about Cardano all the time. He's distanced himself from Cardano. Crypto Crow is still talking about Cardano, but Cardano's a prime example. And then there was like that little article that came out about Charles Hoskinson laundering money. Remember that? That was interesting. I think we're going to be starting to see a lot of things like that happening in altcoins. But let's get back to the Grayscale thing, because this is important. USD devalue. So number one. So these are Grayscale predicts 10 key crypto investment themes for 2026 as institutional era begins. I mean, we've already been in a year or two of this, of ETFs and stuff like that, and Grayscale is now coming out and being like, guys, we haven't even gotten started yet with you guys. Hey, crypto investor, we haven't even began to sink our teeth into your little market. Look at this, man. This crypto's no longer the the alternative market anymore. This is now a institutional driver. This is a polished shape, sandpapered baseball bat for new markets. So let's just say it out loud. USD devalue. So number one, USD devaluation risk drives demand for alternative assets. The first theme centers on the risk of dollar debasement with Bitcoin. We just talked about that. Ethereum and Zcash serving as primary alternatives for investors seeking to hedge against risks associated with fiat currency. Now tell me, who's the most exposed to fiat currency? It's actually not you and me. It's institutions. It's BlackRock. It's Grayscale. It's every single big money institution you can think of. They're way more exposed to the American dollar than you and I. But they're trying to tell us, oh, Bitcoin, it's kind of like a fear thing. If you're buying Bitcoin, you're in fear of, the dollar debasement. We're not really concerned, but you should be. No, like, bro, no, they are too. They are too, and they're buying gold. That's why gold's pumping, is because they're desperately trying to transfer their fiat into gold before America realizes that we can't overcome this debt. I mean, we're entering into $1.2 trillion yearly interest payments on our debt, which supersedes our government spending, I believe, and also our military spending. So what, are we not gonna? I mean, that's crazy. That means either that's not gonna get paid, that interest is not gonna get paid, or we pay it and we don't have a military budget. Guys, hence why I'm in Argentina as I sit and live and breathe in front of you. Hence why I am in Bariloche right now. Grayscale noted that the U.S. economy faces rising debt levels, which could place long-term pressure on the dollar's role as a store of value. According to the firm, only a limited subset of digital assets can be considered valuable stores of value due to their relatively broad adoption, high degree of decentralization, and constrained supply growth. Number two, clear regulatory framework support industry-wide growth. So Grayscale pointed to regulatory clarity as a key driver for broader adoption across the digital asset ecosystem. You see the power these guys have? Institutions have the power to be like, all right, government, write your laws to let us in to society with this our way. Thank you very much. You know what I mean? So now they get to so the guy and gal that used to ape into your favorite altcoin, or at least want to ape, they're getting cut off from any kind of marketing or any kind of, shilling of your favorite altcoin. They're getting rerouted through regulatory clarity, education, educational frameworks to re-educate these guys, right? The public, on what's a good coin to buy and what's not a good coin to buy. So when the government is telling everybody, you know what, pin link, I don't recommend that. In fact, here's why. And they just this is telling me they can obliterate altcoins tomorrow. But just by giving an announcement being like, this buying an altcoin is like throwing your money away. Here's why. Oh, but not only that, but here's an alternative. Buy an Bitcoin ETF with BlackRock. Buy Ethereum ETF with BlackRock or with Grayscale. You see, like once they demolish the thought and then provide a choice, I mean, how the hell is your favorite altcoin going to go up in that center in that environment? I just don't see it. I don't want to be a bear, but I've been watching guys like Crypto John saying, "Oh, just keep buying and bring your averages down." Yeah, I'm buying like crazy. Keep your averages down. You're doing that, in my opinion. Doing that is betting against these guys. And I'm not saying that altcoin season is never going to come or something. It's going to come when they want it to come, but then that's going to be it. They're not going to let this stuff survive. So if we get one more altcoin season, that's just it. That's it. I don't know how we're gonna do it. Maybe it's through Ethereum. Maybe I do believe, Tom Lee and stuff like that. Ethereum going crazy. At some point. But even there, I mean, there's bear cases against Ethereum. We're just going. We're just going. I don't want to be a bear. I really don't, because I love crypto. It's so much fun. But it's almost like watching a football game and watching the refs interact and watching the players interact and realizing it's rigged. And being like, well, what the hell am I even rooting for my team for? If these guys are not even going to let the game play out. You know what I mean? Stablecoins gain importance in on-chain finance. Number 3. Stablecoin growth emerges as another major theme following the signing of the Genius Act by President Donald Trump. According to the report, 2026 may begin to show practical outcomes of this shift, including the integration of stablecoins into cross-border payment services, their use as collateral on derivatives exchanges, and growing adoption on corporate balance sheets. Grayscale also drew attention to the potential for stablecoins to be used in online consumer payments as an alternative to credit cards. Wow, so they're even phasing out credit cards. This is genius. I mean, you gotta, it's just like, they know they're never gonna get anyone paying their credit cards off. They're gonna be like, okay, guys, no problem. You know what? We're just gonna reroute you. Forget about all of that. And they're like, oh, and then people are gonna be like, oh, thank you. You mean I don't have to pay my $40,000 in credit card bills? Oh my gosh, I love the government. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. They're gonna be, oh, dude, like people are gonna be literally having debt orgasms in the streets when this happens. Hey, Barbara from Connecticut. Yeah, hang with me, chat. I'll come to you guys, chat. Just go ahead and keep commenting. I'm going to come to you in a second. But